Every gardener knows that feeling, the quiet frustration of standing in your yard, staring at the faded mulch, the weeds poking through, and thinking, didn't I just fix this? Season after season, it's the same story: heavy bags, endless spreading, and a few short weeks of perfection before it all starts to crumble again. I used to believe that was just the way gardening worked, a never-ending cycle of effort, money, and disappointment. But then something shifted. I stumbled upon a method so natural, so effortless, that it completely changed the way I care for my soil. Since that day, my garden has stayed moist, rich, and almost magically weed-free, all year round. A living secret beneath the surface: most people see soil as dirt, something lifeless that just holds the roots in place. But beneath every thriving garden lies a hidden world. It's alive, breathing, and working harder than we can imagine. Microbes, fungi, and earthworms form an invisible network that feeds and protects every living thing above. Traditional mulch helps for a little while, but it's like a bandage: it covers the problem without healing it. You spread it, it fades, you replace it, and the cycle never ends. The breakthrough came when I realized that nature never uses mulch the way we do. Think about a forest floor. No one hauls in bark chips every spring, yet it remains dark, soft, and full of life year after year. Why? Because the forest has a system that never stops renewing itself. Every fallen leaf, every twig, every petal, all of it returns to the earth and becomes food for the next generation. Building the foundation of life. The first time I tried this, I started small, a single raised bed near the kitchen window. Instead of dumping store-bought mulch, I layered what I already had. Coarse materials like small branches and straw formed the base, keeping air flowing and the soil open for life to move through. Then came the softer, richer layer: grass clippings, shredded leaves, and vegetable scraps. I lightly moistened each layer as I built it, like watering the beginning of something sacred. Within weeks, I saw the first signs: the top layer began to darken and sink slightly. The soil underneath turned cool and springy. When I knelt down and lifted a bit of it, it was already alive, tiny threads of white fungus and earthworms weaving their quiet magic. It felt as if the earth was waking up, grateful to be left to do what it does best. Keeping the rhythm alive. Once your base is built, the process becomes beautifully simple. Every few weeks, as you tend your garden, notice what's left behind: wilted leaves, old stems, trimmed herbs. Don't discard them. Just chop them into smaller pieces and scatter them over the soil. This is called the chop and drop rhythm, a gentle, ongoing cycle of renewal. Each fragment you leave behind becomes nourishment for the microscopic life below. As it decays, it releases nutrients slowly, in perfect harmony with what your plants need. There's no sudden surge, no waste, no burnout. It's like your garden learning to breathe on its own. And here's the magic: the more you do this, the less you'll need to do. Nature takes over the workload. The microbes compost everything in place, the mulch transforms naturally, and weeds lose their strength. You'll notice fewer invaders, richer soil, and healthier plants that seem to thrive without your intervention. It's humbling, realizing that the most effective garden is one you barely have to manage. Adapting through the seasons. One of the most beautiful things about this living mulch system is how it changes with the seasons, just like nature does. In spring, when new life bursts forth, use lighter layers, shredded leaves and grass clippings to keep warmth and moisture close. As summer heat rises, switch to stronger materials like small wood chips or dried stems to protect the soil from scorching sunlight. When autumn arrives, it's time to feed your soil generously. Add fallen leaves, chopped stalks, and garden trimmings, the earth's version of a feast before winter's rest. And in winter, do nothing. Simply let the layer stay. Rain and snow will gently press it down, and beneath the surface, unseen life keeps working slowly, transforming the remains into rich humus. The microbe magnet. There's one simple trick that supercharges this system, something I discovered by accident. One evening after making compost tea, I poured the leftover molasses water onto my garden bed. A week later, the soil seemed to come alive. Earthworms surfaced after every rainfall. The mulch broke down faster, and the air carried that rich forest scent that only living soil gives. That's when I learned that a little molasses acts like an energy drink for microbes. Now, every few months, I mix a tablespoon of unsulfured molasses into a gallon of water and lightly sprinkle it across the mulch. It's gentle, natural, and inexpensive, yet it ignites the soil's biology like nothing else. You can use rice water or diluted sugar water if molasses isn't handy. The result is the same: happier microbes, faster decomposition, and soil that glows with life. The garden that cares for itself. After 2 seasons of practicing this living mulch method, something incredible happens. Your garden becomes independent. The soil softens and springs beneath your feet. Every handful feels rich, breathing, alive. Watering becomes rare, weeds fade naturally. Your garden begins to care for itself. The plants respond in ways that feel almost emotional. Leaves shine brighter, fruits grow sweeter, and the air itself feels gentler. You realize that what you've built isn't just a garden, it's a living ecosystem, a quiet partnership between you and the earth. For many gardeners, especially those of us who've spent decades bending, lifting, and sweating through summers, this change feels like freedom. No more exhausting chores. No more chasing perfection. Just peace, patience, and the deep satisfaction of knowing your soil is healing itself. A gentle reflection. Gardening, I've learned, isn't really about control. It's about harmony, learning when to act and when to step back. Nature rewards patience, not pressure. When you let go of constant intervention and allow the soil to live, it gives back in ways you never imagined. A place that grows with me, year after year. A place that reminds me that slowing down isn't the end, it's the reward. The earth never rushes, yet everything gets done. So if you're tired of the same old mulch routine, if you crave a garden that thrives without constant effort, start here. Build your layers. Trust the soil. Let it live. Before long, you'll see, your garden won't just survive. It will remember how to take care of itself. And in that quiet transformation, you'll find something even greater than greener plants or softer soil. You'll rediscover the peace that only comes when you let nature do what it was born to do: renew, restore, and remind us that growth never truly ends.